So I just got done watching El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, which is essentially an epilogue to the Breaking Bad saga, which ended in 2013. And if you didn't know, Breaking Bad is known for being a groundbreaking piece of television, especially this decade, but I think just television in general, like any decade, known for being one of the most compelling and best drama series of all time, and probably my second favorite television series ever. So yeah, and a lot of people feel that way, and it's hard to know for sure if you want more from this story. You know, we got Better Call Saul, which is a prequel, which is stands on its own completely, even though it has some of the same characters. It is a completely different show in terms of its motivation and tonally, it's way different. But this is a continuation of what we saw at the end of Breaking Bad, and it's one of those things that when you hear about it, you're not for sure if you want it. But then you watch it, and I gotta say that it's a really nice surprise in that it captures the original Breaking Bad tone, meaning that it has a lot of the serious subject matter, because this Jesse character is a tortured soul, like physically and mentally. He's been tortured for over a year now by these people, and so you got that serious element there with that dramatic heft, but it's also sprinkling bits of dark humor throughout. There's comedy thrown in with uncomfortable situations. There's a few new characters thrown in here that are used for comedy, and I really appreciated that. I could laugh at moments. I also think that it's a difficult task to want to throw in flashbacks. That may come off as fan service, but here I think that it helps deliver the end to Jesse's arc as a character. It really drives the point home by showing these things that we didn't see in the past before with some characters. I don't want to spoil who shows up in this. Other than trailer stuff, I'm not going to tell you who's in this, because I think it's a nice surprise to see who shows up and who doesn't show up. Another thing is that your expectations, you almost got to walk in with no expectations, or just knowing that this is a simple, subtle little story about what Jesse's doing after this big fallout at the end of the series. And it's important to know that. You're not going to get some big, humongous epic. You might get like one or two action sequences. But overall, the thing that made Breaking Bad so good is that it was essentially a slow burn to huge climaxes, filled with beautiful cinematography. And if anything, this is basically a 2-hour episode of Breaking Bad, but with higher production quality. The cinematography's never looked better, and I'd say that this is Aaron Paul's best performance to date. Not just as Jesse, just in general, like Aaron Paul's best performance that he's ever given on film or in television. But yeah, the cinematography is just incredible. It is amazing. Which, I mean, the show always had that element that it looked like a movie at times, and this definitely would look amazing on the big screen. Of course, I had to watch it on my TV on Netflix, but I think that would look amazing. So I'm not sure if this is going to get an Oscar push or if it's going to get an Emmy push. I'm kind of hoping it gets an Emmy push, because I don't think it needs to compete against movies in the theater. But it could compete against television movies, though. I think it would clean house. But yeah, it subverts your expectations in a good way, I think. Ultimately, it ends at a very satisfying place for me. My only qualms with the entire movie is some like consistencies. It takes place, I mean, it was made 6 years after the series ended, but there's flashbacks, which means some stuff would be happening in 2012, and some of these characters just don't look the same, and some of the prosthetics and the hair pieces and stuff look not completely realistic. But I think once you sit in that moment for about 2 or 3 minutes, you don't even care. You just accept it for what it is, because the acting and the writing and just the overall camera work and direction is seriously that good. Like, I was seriously impressed. This is something that I'm going to watch a couple more times, because I watched the series of Breaking Bad several times. I think I owe this a couple more watches, because I had a really fun time being in this world again. Not just in a fan servicey way. I just really enjoyed the story, and if we get more from the Breaking Bad saga, another piece of the puzzle that happened afterwards, I think that I'd be okay with that, because they did such a good job at this. It's really good. It's not completely perfect. I'd say out of all the pieces of the Breaking Bad saga, between this, Breaking Bad, and Better Call Saul, it's probably overall the weakest. But that's some stiff competition. It's not as bombastic as Breaking Bad, and it's not as deep as Better Call Saul, but as a standalone crime thriller drama, it's really, really good. If in terms of movies, it's probably one of the more enjoyable movies I've seen this year. So I'm going to give El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, an A. And I'm judging it a little bit differently than I would. I'm not saying it's as good as some of the other A movies that I've seen this year, but you know, if I'm basing it off of like television, it's one of the better pieces of television I've seen this year, and I'd like to see where this ranks in terms of the Emmys next year. I really hope this wins some awards. Yeah, because I seriously had a superb time. I can't imagine many Breaking Bad fans walking out of this not enjoying this and not feeling satisfied by the result. Let me know what you thought of this movie in the comment section below. Hit that subscribe button, and thank you for watching.